What's up, everybody? Ezekiel the Third here, and I'm here to interview. And we never actually discussed this. What would you like me to call you? Because I've always known you as a Yeti dude.
Yeti Dude is great. My
Okay.
real name's David, so whichever way works for you, that's good with me. And thanks for having me.
All right. So let's just jump into the basics here. First of all, what is the Matrix Guard?
The Matrix Guard is a company that we're putting together to really protect and help the Twitch community. There's so many people that visit Twitch every day, and a lot of us, whether we know it or not, uh, are working through some things, are having some emotional issues, are dealing with bullying, hatred, depression, things like that. And right now, there's not a good system in place for how to provide support for that group. And so the Matrix Guard is filling that need. Our goal is to help people before it becomes a crisis point, and if it becomes a crisis point, to be able to help them immediately.
So this is set up as a safeguard, a place where people can get information and go to if they is it if they are suffering themselves, or can they be referred, or how does that work?
So our goal isn't just to be a place to go for information.
Okay.
Although we will have that, we have the information and we'll have the systems in place to do it.
Okay.
Our goal is actually to be on the front line, to almost be like a mental health first responder. So when we see somebody who might be suffering, to go ahead and start that conversation at that point. The reality is, if you wait until people are calling for help, you miss a lot of people. There's a
Okay.
lot of people who just won't. Um, so our goal is to be able to be close and be in the community enough that we can identify it early. But eventually, we will actually start the conversation with them early. If they say, yeah, I would like some help. I'd like to talk to somebody. I'd like to talk to a life coach. I'd like to talk to a therapist. I'd like to, whatever need that they're willing to address. And
Mhm.
then we would actually take them to the person, make sure they get a good relationship started, and go through with that trained, certified professional.
Do you go out and seek out people who might be in trouble, or do you wait for them to come to you, or someone to suggest them, or how does that work?
Uh, so we want to be in the community. So what we're doing is recruiting Vanguard streamers, which are creators who want to protect their community. And what we're doing is putting guardians in their streams. And a guardian is kind of like a mod, but instead of their job being helping chat in the stream go effectively, their job is to kind of be on the lookout in chat for at-risk individuals, people who might be hurting, people who might have a need. um, and what they'll do is let's say someone says something like, man, this is day 1,000 in a row that has just really, really sucked.
Mhm.
I don't know about day 1,001. I don't think it's going to get any better.
Mhm.
They would just start a message with them, say, hey, I see what you're saying there. you know i I get it. It's hard when we have a lot of days in a row that aren't very good.
Mhm.
Um, would you like to talk about it? I'm here for you.
Mhm.
So the guardians are the ones who will actually identify, and we'll train the guardians on what to look for, how to be a first responder. Almost think of it like mental health CPR.
Sure, sure.
Their job is to identify some of the warning signs, kind of figure out how much risk there is involved um, with the person, and to be able to take the next step from there. And the next step might be, hey, look, I'm here. Hang out in our chat, hang out in our community. We're good people here. You want to talk more? I'm right here for you. Just drop me a message anytime. Or it
Mhm.
might be, it sounds like you're going through some things that you might want more specific help. Here are some people that we can get you connected with. They're free to talk to them. Let's go ahead and get you in touch if that's okay with you. And then they would take them. Or it might be, man, I get that you don't want to talk to somebody, or I get there's a lot going on. Here's some resources for kind of self-healing with stress. Here are some things that you can do to that have been shown to be able to help in these situations. So it's a threefold. It's one, identifying and being there.
Mhm.
Two, directing them to a higher, more professional person. And three, giving them information on how to self-help, self-regulate.
In order to expand any sort of even charity, nonprofit, whatever, you need money. How are you planning on doing like fundraising and that kind of thing?
So we're actually not going to be a non-for-profit. We are
Okay.
intentionally being for-profit
Okay.
for a couple reasons. When we sat down on the business structure, how we wanted to do things, we kept being like, okay, and we want to be able to help this group earn money by doing good. So the healthcare industry as a whole, and the mental health care specifically, you can't make a good living right now doing it. You know, people who are on the crisis hotlines are almost all volunteers.
Sure.
A lot of people spend several years in the industry helping and then move on to something else where they can actually make a helpful living.
Hmm.
We want to find a way to help people who are doing good make a
Hmm.
living doing good.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
there's a lot of different players doing that. And when you go with a non-for-profit, there's a lot of restrictions to keep your non-for-profit
Hmm.
on who you pay, how things go like that, which would create a lot of hurdles for us. Number two, or number three, because number two is the lot of hurdles. Taxes are good. We want to be part of the communities that we're involved in, and
Hmm.
we want our money to go help a lot of these projects that are already in the works. So we want to be paying taxes. We want to be paying our fair share. That's an important part for us.
Okay.
So the three reasons we're intentionally, for profit is so we can help people who are doing good make a living doing good. We want to be involved in the community. We want to pay the taxes to the community, and we want the flexibility to get creative on getting money to people so they can do this, so it can be part of what they do.
Wow. So often do like organizations rely on the altruistic nature of people to keep their business running, to keep the lights on, so to speak.
Yep.
But the idea that you can get paid to do good things is,
It's weird,
kind
right?
of blowing my mind a little bit,
Yeah.
honestly.
So when we first had the conversation, it was the same thing. Like, no. You do good things because they're the right thing to do,
Hmm.
and you find you have to kind of suffer to do it, and that's part of the doing good things. Is okay. I'm missing out on this opportunity, but it's because I can help people here.
Right.
And it took a long time to kind of be like, no, wait, like people should be getting paid to do the right thing. They should be able to make a living doing the right thing. Uh, it took me a while
Hmm.
to get comfortable even saying it, but it is. Teachers should be paid more,
Sure.
medics should be paid more, EMT should be paid more. Uh, you should be paid to help people.
We're coming down to the end of it here. I wanted to ask: are you considered a charity or a business or what?
Business,
You
business,
are a
and
business. Okay.
yep, and we're getting our certification as a B Corp, and a B Corp is
Okay.
a new classification, relatively new, last couple of years. That is a business designed to intentionally do good. That's the purpose of the business. So we're getting certified as a B Corp as opposed to like an S Corp.
So, if people want to reach out to you and be a guardian or a vanguard, how can they do that?
Great question. And we're currently trying to get as many people willing to be vanguards and guardians as possible. We want to grow very well. You can reach out to us on Twitch. You can email me personally at david.w@thematrixguard.com. We also have a banner down below where you can sign up or recommend streams that you think are good candidates to become vanguards, and we'll reach out to them.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thanks for having me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I had a great time.
I had a blast. Thank you. And yeah, it was a pleasure. And thank you for doing this. Can't thank you enough.
I look forward to seeing this thing grow, because I mean, you're doing good for a lot of people, and I like the idea of getting paid to do good stuff. It's a great incentive.
Well, we'll get there. We know we'll get there. The question is when.
Rock and roll, man.